Hey guys, it's Christy. I'm back. I think this is like my third or fourth video of the day. I'm still trying to play catch up from when I was sick. Well, I'm still sick. But I'm trying to get caught up on all of the cases I'm covering. This will probably be my last one today because I'm starting to kind of run out of energy. I don't know if any of you have ever had bronchitis, but for me, as the day goes, I start off doing pretty good, and then I start to take a nosedive until the night comes, and then I'm coughing like a barking seal or something. Honestly, I think it's because I have a autoimmune disease, so when I get sick, I get extra sick. My whole body just kind of turns on me and attacks itself, and it's crazy. So even when I just get a cold, you know, it's pretty likely it's probably going to turn into bronchitis or something fun like that. So, I'm here today. Sorry about the dogs. I'm here today to talk about Fugitive Samuel Hartman and his mom and his wife. Again, I wish I was here to tell you that they have been caught and are in custody, but unfortunately they are not. I checked for the latest updates, and they were from, mid to late August, basically just saying that the manhunt is still on. It's September 7th, and they're still out there. So I'm going to kind of go back and basically touch on the highlights of the situation, and then I have some new information as far as Linda goes. No, she's still out there too, so don't get your hopes up that that's what my information is, because it's not. But how did we get here? So Samuel Hartman is a 38-year-old inmate at East Arkansas Regional Unit Bricky's Prison. He escaped while on assignment with the field maintenance crew located on State Highway 79 on Friday, August 12th. Hartman is serving a life sentence for SA of his stepdaughter, who was 9 years old at the time, as well as tampering with evidence. Hartman has been in the Arkansas Division of Corrections custody since December 2nd of 2013. In the time that he has been incarcerated, he has had 20 to 30 major disciplinary violations, including possession of contraband, battery, and sexual activity. So, not quite sure why this guy is allowed out of the prison walls to do a work detail, but he was, and now he's on the run. So the Arkansas Department of Corrections are working with the U.S. Marshals Service, Arkansas State Police, and countless other agencies in the search. They're also looking for two women, his mother and his wife, who helped in the escape. They are identified as Misty Hartman and Linda Annette White. So in the initial escape, there was a getaway vehicle, and they fired at the guards to get away. They dumped their getaway vehicle, jumped on a couple of jet skis, crossed the Mississippi River into Tunica County, Mississippi, and that's where most of the search focused right off the bat for several days. And then it came out that I guess Hartman has ties to Wyoming and Oklahoma, which is why you see that we don't want you here, because Oklahoma does not want you. The flyer stated that he is connected to Northeast Oklahoma, specifically Tulsa. Crescent, Oklahoma Police Chief Andrew Stevens announced on Wednesday that Hartman has a connection to Crescent. So in Crescent, hang on a second. I'm sorry. Let's see if I can get them to be quiet. So in Crescent, when this news came out, parents did not want to send their kids to school with good reason. I mean, they came on the news and they said perfect attendance is not as important as my child's safety. And they were really upset that school was not switched to virtual learning until they were caught. After this long, I assume the kids are probably going to school now. Hasn't been on the news anymore. Imagine that. But apparently, I think it was his mom or his sister. I don't know. One of the women is pretty well known in the Crescent area. Authorities say to be on the lookout for a white Chevy TRAILBOSS, 4 doors with black rims that may be bearing Arkansas license plate number 398ZVY. Hartman is described as 5'9", 230 pounds. He may or may not have his beard. He has tattoos on his upper right arm of a heart, rose, and sword, the words forever and always, and Sam and Christine. So you can see everything except the tattoos on this poster that I have up here. It's got a picture of him with and without the beard, a picture of Linda, a picture of Misty, and a picture of the truck. They say do not attempt to approach them. They are to be considered armed and dangerous. You can call your local law enforcement agency, the East Arkansas Regional Unit. There's a few other phone numbers. I'm sorry, I don't have it written down here, but it's all linked in the description box below. Please forgive me for not reading them all out here. If you have any information regarding his escape or their whereabouts, any of the 3 of them, or if you've seen the truck, please call that tip in. We need to get these people caught. He needs to be back in prison, and these 2 women need to join him. It's very scary that this dangerous person with such an awful past, and even, you know, he hasn't improved while he was in prison. So he's out there, he's on the run, they can't find him. It's not on the news, but I'm bringing it to you because we need to be aware of who could be out there. So keep an eye out for them. One interesting development did come up. I'm going to share that with you. One of my subscribers, Mad Country Woman, she had commented, and then we were emailing about a court case. And when you read through the documents, it was a little deceptive. It almost made it sound like she showed up, and Mad Country Woman and I were like, how could this happen? If she's wanted by everybody, how could she go to court and not be arrested? So I'm going to go through the documents, and then I'm going to explain at the end what I think actually happened. So this is an affidavit for a warning letter. State of Arkansas, County of Logan, affidavit for warning order. Elizabeth Danielson, being duly sworn, states on oath that a diligent inquiry has been made as to the whereabouts of Linda Annette White, the adoptive mother hereafter, and from the information obtained. The whereabouts of Linda Annette White is unknown, and her last known address is Linda Annette White, 1884 Hog Thief Valley Road, Magazine, Arkansas, 72942. In support of this affidavit, affiant states that such inquiry included that on August 12, 2022, it was reported on all the Arkansas news outlets that Samuel P. Hartman escaped from the Arkansas Correctional Facility, Bricky's. The newspaper reported that local and federal law enforcement are looking for 2 women identified as persons of interest, one of whom is Linda Annette White, the escapee's Samuel P. Hartman's mother. Several calls have been placed to Linda Annette White's cell phone with no answer. So then they sent, this is the warning order. It says, in the matter of the guardianship of Samuel Paul Hartman Jr., a minor. Warning order. 2. Linda Annette White, the mother of Samuel Paul Hartman Jr., a minor. You are hereby notified that a case has been filed in the Circuit Court of Southern District, Logan County, Arkansas, Probate Division, which may affect your rights. You are hereby warned to appear in this court within 30 days and answer the petition for guardianship. Upon failure of Linda Annette White to do so, the petition filed herein will be deemed to be admitted. The above mentioned Linda Annette White or any person desiring to be heard concerning this action are hereby notified. Obviously, she did not get that because nobody can locate her to get it to her, right? So, the first part of the petition reads, in the matter of the guardianship of Samuel Paul Hartman Jr., a minor, petition for ex parte order for emergency guardianship. Comes now the petitioner, Shanna Middleton, by and through her attorney, Elizabeth Danielson, and for her petition for ex parte order for emergency guardianship does state that this court's jurisdiction of the parties and subject matter and venue is proper, that the minor child, Samuel Paul Hartman, his date of birth is marked out except for 06, is the paternal nephew of the petitioner, that the biological mother of the minor child, Rachel Lane, had her rights terminated when the minor child's grandmother, Annette White, adopted him in case number 42BPR 20-66 on November 12, 2020. It goes on. Hang on just one second here. That the minor child's biological father, Samuel Paul Hartman, had his rights terminated when his mother, Annette White, adopted the child in case number 42BPR 20-66 on November 12, 2020. That the biological father, Samuel Paul Hartman, has been in prison for more than the past 6 years. That the minor child has been living with the petitioner since June 1st, 2022. That on or about August 12th, 2022, Samuel Paul Hartman escaped from prison. That it is believed that the minor child's adopted mother, Annette White, assisted with Samuel Paul Hartman's escape from Bricky's prison and is currently on the run with him. That the petitioner has tried to call Annette White but has been unable to make contact. That if the minor's child's adopted mother, Annette White, is found, she may be placed in jail and will be unable to care for Samuel Paul Hartman Jr. That in order for the minor child to get in school, have the proper medical care, and be cared for properly, a guardian needs to be appointed. That Samuel Paul Hartman Jr. is a minor and not capable of taking care of his needs. That Samuel Paul Hartman Jr. has no income or estate. That the petitioner is the paternal aunt of minor child and she is qualified to serve as the guardian of the person and estate of this minor child. And then there is one last thing on the petition. It says that an emergency exists in that the minor child has immediate educational, health, and welfare needs, and he could be in danger if a guardian is not appointed for his care. That an ex parte order for emergency guardianship should be issued to protect the minor child. Therefore, the petitioner prays that her petition be granted, that an ex parte order for emergency guardianship be issued to protect the minor child, and for any and all other relief to which she may be entitled, whether specifically prayed for or not. And then this was their probable cause. In the matter of the guardianship of Samuel Paul Hartman Jr., a minor, order finding probable cause for ex parte order of emergency guardianship. Comes on this 24th day of August 2022, the petitioner, Shanna Middleton, appearing in person and by and through her attorney, Elizabeth Danielson, for hearing on her petition for ex parte order for emergency guardianship. The mother by adoption, Annette White, not appearing, and based on the testimony of the witness and the pleadings, the court, being well advised, does find that this court has jurisdiction of the parties and subject matter and venue is waived, that there is probable cause for the ex parte order for immediate guardianship, that Shanna Middleton is qualified to serve as temporary guardian of the person and estate of the above named ward, that the clerk of this court shall issue letters of temporary guardianship of the person. And then we have the emergency order, ex parte order for emergency guardianship on the, and it's not filled in, but let me see up here. Looks like it was electronically filed on August 17th. Day of August 2022, this matter comes before the court on the petition for ex parte order for emergency guardianship. Based on the pleadings herein and statements of the counsel, this court does find and order as follows. This court has jurisdiction of the parties and subject matter herein, and venue is proper in the Southern District of Logan County, Arkansas. This is an emergency, exists in that the health and welfare of Samuel Paul Hartman Jr. is believed to be in danger. The petition for ex parte temporary guardianship is granted. The Shanna Middleton is appointed as temporary guardian of the person and estate of Samuel Paul Hartman Jr., a minor. And then it continues and says, this matter is set for a probable cause hearing at Paris, Arkansas on August 24th, 2022 at 9 a.m. And then at the hearing, guardianship was appointed. It says acceptance of appointment as guardian of the person and estate. The undersigned, Shanna Middleton, having been, having been appointed guardian of the person and estate of Samuel Paul Hartman Jr., a minor child, hereby accepts the appointment. So it's good that this young boy has a good guardian to take care of him. Sorry, my phone was ringing. I thought I had it turned off. Okay, so here is where it got a little, what? So it says, this is notes from the hearing. It says, on 8/24/2022, hearing, petitioner appears with attorney Tyler Barham. Respondent appears with attorney Nicholas Vanderbilt pro se. Final hearing on guardianship. Motion for sanctions granted. Respondent not allowed to call any witnesses or exhibits. Respondent found to be unfit. Petitioner appointed guardian. Respondent to keep guardian advised of current address and phone numbers at all times. Respondent to have reasonable phone access and visitation. Respondent to file Rule 10 worksheet and affidavit of financial means and support to be set per Rule 10. So where it was confusing, pro se means you're representing yourself without an attorney. So it made you think, if she's pro se, she was there, right? No. It says this attorney, Nicholas Vanderbilt, was there. So I was really confused because of the whole pro se thing. So me being me, I started reaching out to people that know these things, some attorneys, and one of my friends messaged me with like the dumbed down perfect explanation for me, and I will share that with you now. Maybe just a guess, she didn't hire the attorney, but in some legal requirements in that jurisdiction requires an attorney be present. So technically she's pro se, but she's not there. So instead of delaying the custody proceedings, they have an attorney there on her behalf. And I'm like, okay, that makes perfect sense to me. So since she is on the run and she could not be there in person, the court elected to have an attorney stand in for her in her place. And as I said, custody was granted to the petitioner, and now Samuel Paul Hartman Jr. is safe. So that's good news. But the bad news is that these three are still out there on the run somewhere. So please continue to share the flyer and make people aware that they are still out there. They're dangerous and we need to find them and get them where they belong. They could be anywhere at this point. Like I said, just because they have ties to a place doesn't mean they're going to go there. They may go somewhere that they don't know anybody because there's less chance of being recognized. And without this being out there in the media constantly, people are probably not even looking for them. So please share this flyer on your social media. Share my video. Hashtag wanted Samuel Hartman. And let everybody know that, hey, there's dangerous people out there. And if they see anything, they need to call it in immediately. Like I said, all of the information for tips will be in the description box below. Please give this video a thumbs up. It helps boost it in the algorithm. The more thumbs up I get, the more YouTube will recommend the video to others, and we can get the word out there about these people still being out there, and more people will have eyes out for them. So please give it a thumbs up, share, and if you aren't already subscribed to my channel, I would encourage you to do so. I will keep you updated, of course, if anything happens. Hopefully I'll be on here soon to tell you that they've been captured. Subscribe, click the bell to all. Sorry, you'll get notified every time I upload a video, not just about these jackasses, but all the cases that we cover here. And as always, thank you for stopping by and learning that they're still out there and helping me spread awareness about that fact and allowing me to explain the court proceeding. No, she did not come to court and not get arrested. She just didn't come to court. So thank you so much for being here. I love you all, and I will see you as always in the next one.